Okay, I'm convinced this is gonna be one of the best seasons of Arrow ever. Trust me. Anyway, let's get into what happened in this episode. As you know, last season the Monitor came out to Oliver and he's just like, "Hey, yo, Oliver, you're finna die. Leave your family and come with me." You know, because he's a dick. And Oliver did that. And this episode we flash back to season 1. And trust me, there are a lot of callbacks to season 1. It's tripping me out. But anyway, it starts off as the same as season 1. You know, with Oliver getting rescued by the Chinese people. But instead of Destro's mask, you know, being stabbed with the arrow, it's actually Batman's mask for some reason. Anyway, we're gonna put past that. You know, the episode starts the same as the pilot, with Oliver coming back to civilization, his mother coming in, they're all happy and, you know, crap like that. But it turns out that instead of marrying Walter, she married Malcolm Merlyn, and Tommy is now his brother. But because of this, Thea actually overdosed on drugs and killed herself. So everybody's still sad. And, you know, Oliver's instantly like, Malcolm Merlyn's here. He a bad guy. You know, crap like that. But it turns out not to be true. But we'll get into that later on. Anyway, Oliver's experiencing an emotional crisis because all the people that he's meeting that should be dead. So he is not in the right mind, to be honest. He's just like crying with everybody. He's just like so happy to see them. You know, blah, 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 whatever. Anyway, Oliver was sent here for a reason, not just to like dick around and meet with old dead family members. He was sent here by the Monitor to steal a thingo. Which I still don't understand why the Monitor couldn't steal himself, since he's like omnipotent or whatever. But, you know, he's a dick, so who knows. Anyway, he breaks into it, but finds that all of the employees have been murdered. And then he's attacked by another Green Arrow that they fight, and it's awesome. But the fight is stopped by Laurel, the Earth 2 Laurel. And she's just like, "Yo, Oliver, what the hell are you doing on my Earth?" So it turns out that we are actually on Earth 2. And it also turns out that the Green Arrow is actually Prometheus, Adrian Chase. But on this Earth, he isn't a gigantic asshole. He's actually the Green Arrow. So there's that. Anyway, they take Oliver back to their like Bat Cave, Canary Cave, Arrow Cave, whatever you want to call it. And they have the same high-tech stuff, blah, blah, blah. It looks awesome. Freaking Adrian Chase is out here doing the ladder thingy. And Oliver's just like, dope, cool. And then he's just like, "Yo, I know who the Dark Archer is. You know, the guy who killed all the people in the building. It's Malcolm Merlyn." And Prometheus is just like, "You sure?" And Oliver's just like, "Yeah, I know. Trust me. I know." So he goes to the building to confront Malcolm. But the freaking Monitor shows up and he's just like, "Yo, stop dicking around." And Oliver's just like, "Don't tell me what to do." And the Monitor's just like, "Alright, fine. Just make sure that you bring the device thing over." And Oliver's just like, "Alright, cool." Anyway, later on, Oliver confronts Malcolm. Well, it turns out that Malcolm is not the Dark Archer. The real Dark Archer breaks in, and him and Oliver fight, and it's a dope-ass fight. And then Oliver kind of like knocks him out, and it turns out that it's actually Tommy, not Malcolm, that is the Dark Archer. And then Oliver's just like, for crap's sake. Anyway, the Dark Archer escapes, and then we see that, you know, Tommy pretends everything's normal, and it turns out that Dinah is a cop on this Earth as well. And it also turns out that Renee is the Queen's bodyguard, because why the hell not? Anyway, it turns out that John is here, you know, John Diggle, and they do the whole shtick about, you know, season 1 where Oliver tries to ditch him. But it turns out that this Diggle is the Earth 1 Diggle, and he actually tracked down Oliver to this Earth because, you know, they're bros. He was worried about him. Okay, so Oliver's just like, "Yo, John, you gotta leave my ass here because, you know, if you help me, you're also gonna die." And John's just like, don't give me that spiel, bro. We're bros. And then Oliver's just like, yeah, okay. But then he knocks his ass out in order to confront Tommy. And, Tommy's just like, yo, what's up, Oliver? And Oliver's just like, you good, bro? And then Oliver gets knocked out because Renee is actually a bad guy. Then Oliver wakes up in freaking dungeon, the same one from season 1. And him and Tommy get into a conversation. It turns out that Tommy wants to blow up the Glades like Malcolm did in season 1 because of Thea. Thea died of a drug overdose, so he just was like, you know what? Everybody gonna die. The best villain plans always involve everybody dying, so yeah, pretty good villain. Anyway, he leaves Oliver chained up, and Oliver escapes the same way he did in season 1, climbing up to the shafts and just dropping himself and then chains break, crap like that. Anyway, then he tries to escape, and John actually helps him out. And Oliver's just like, yo, John, you gotta leave my ass alone. And John's just like, nah, we're bros, I'm gonna help you out. So Oliver's just like, all right, fine, whatever. So Oliver's just like, yo, we need help. And John's just like, I got you, fam. So they go back to the Canary Cave, and they're just like, yo, we need help. And Prometheus is just like, yeah, okay. So they go along, and they go to the Queen Consolidated, whatever the hell they went, to confront Tommy. And they break in and beat the crap out of, like, literally everybody. A lot of people die, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, so Oliver goes up to the roof and kind of have the similar fight as he did with Malcolm Merlyn in season 1. But Oliver has a lot more experience now, so he beats the crap out of Tommy. And then he gives Tommy this, like, speech about, like, being a good person and crap like that. And Tommy's just like, good speech, bro, and turns off the device. So yeah, everything is okay, and nobody died so far. Anyway, Prometheus gives Oliver the device thingo that Oliver was looking for. And him and Prometheus actually become sort of like friends. And Laurel is there too, and she's like being supportive and crap like that. Anyway, Oliver goes to say goodbye to Tommy and his mom and stuff like that, and it's all emotional. Oliver's crying, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, him and John are just like, yo, we gotta go, we gotta leave. But freaking Laurel comes in and she's just like, yo, we're being attacked by something. And Oliver's just like, what you talking about? And then we see like these like red blasts coming everywhere. And basically the whole earth starts to die. Like literally the whole, you know what it looked like? It looked like Thanos snapped. That's what it looked like. Anyway, everybody's dying. But fortunately, John had the Cisco teleporting thing up. And so him and Oliver and Laurel were the only 3 survivors from Earth 2. And then they escape. And that's literally how the episode ends. I was like, son of a bitch. I was so mad. But, I am very excited to see what they do with this season because it is awesome. And the fight scenes are freaking spectacular. I loved it. Oh, if you're wondering what happened in the future, I don't give a damn, okay? If you're gonna ask me to watch it, I'm not gonna. I mean, I watched it, but there's like nothing of substance. I hate it. So go look for somebody somewhere else because it was stupid. Anyway, so yeah, trust me, like go watch the episode. It is insane. The callbacks to season 1, that was freaking amazing. The fight scenes themselves were amazing. I was having so much deja vu, you have no idea. I was giving me like emotional like flashbacks and everything. Anyway, just trust me, like go watch this episode and you'll see what I mean by that. I was watching it, I was tearing up, I was laughing, I was crying, I was excited, I was sad, all the emotions, everything. And yeah, I hope you like my review. To be honest, I just want to give it 10s all around. But there were some slow parts, especially with the future garbage. So I'll give it like an 8. Okay? Way better than The Flash this week, trust me. And way better than any of the other shows. Trust me, if you want to get excited for Crisis, watch Arrow. Peace out.